Hey, what's up guys? Captain Curse Tech Reviews here, back with another video. Today we're going to be doing the in-depth review of the iPhone XS Max. I did my unboxing video about 2 weeks ago. If you missed that, I'll leave a link down in the description. You can go ahead and check that out. So without wasting any more of your time, let's get into it. So the first thing I want to talk about today is the camera. The camera on this phone is absolutely insane. From just opening up the camera app and taking a simple picture to using things like portrait mode and the studio lighting portrait mode and things like that. This camera is absolutely crazy. So I took a couple pictures to compare the iPhone 8 Plus and the iPhone XS Max, and you can really tell the difference here. So a couple days after everybody started getting their iPhones this year, they noticed that there was a little bit of a beautification on the selfie camera. I definitely noticed this, especially on the iPhone 8 Plus to the iPhone XS Max. You can definitely tell that it smooths certain areas of your face out and it brings the light up a little bit. I definitely think that this might be in part to the smart HDR of the iPhone XS Max. Some people were saying that the cause could be anything from the noise canceling processing of the camera to Apple secretly putting in a filter for the front-facing camera. I think it all boils down to the smart HDR processing for the camera. You can tell that in the iPhone 8 Plus's picture, the shadows are definitely darker and the highlights are definitely wider. Where on the contrary, the iPhone XS Max's picture, you can definitely see that the shadows have brightened up a little bit and the highlight areas of the picture are definitely brightened up to the point where it seems to smooth out, and I think that's the main cause. I'm sure Apple will fix this in the future with a software update, but at this point, that's just speculation. Moving on from the camera to the actual display of the device, dare I say it, I think this display might be a little too big. On this phone, I found myself having to use two hands a lot just because accessing the control center in the top right corner of this phone, it's absolutely huge. I tend to miss it, especially when I'm not really paying attention or trying to force it, and just pulling down the notification slider. One benefit of having a giant screen is that I was used to having these giant black bars in the iPhone 8 Plus, but now I can actually zoom to fill, and it fills the whole screen. It adds for a more immersive video watching, especially when watching things like YouTube and Netflix and other Facebook videos. Another thing I'll add to this screen is that it is OLED, so when you're out on a sunny day as it is right now, you can actually turn the brightness all the way up and not have a problem with glare. As you can see, it'll actually degain my camera and it won't appear to have any type of accuracy or actually clear, but I can assure you that this is definitely clear and it's super bright. One thing I wasn't expecting in this phone is how well the battery performs. Apple claimed that the iPhone XS Max will get anywhere from 1 to 1.5 hours longer battery life than the iPhone 8 Plus. Now, I'm not sure about the time, but when I had the iPhone 8 Plus, when I got back from a work day, I generally had between 20 and 30%. With this phone, I'm getting anywhere from 40 to 50%. So it's not that much of a difference. It's about a 10 to 20% difference. However, it is a significant difference when you're looking at how large these phones are and what you're getting more in the iPhone XS Max than the iPhone 8 Plus. One of those things being the speaker. So the speaker on the iPhone XS Max was definitely done different this year. It sounds amazing. I've gotten multiple compliments on how good it sounds and how clear it sounds. I'll let you guys get a listen.
This is an icon when she blew kisses, she knew this is what I'm for. Father, hold up please, are we sure? Showed up a little late, just be on a few more. It's a mail matter, you can't fathom it till you there. You're staring at it like a
So, I understand that you guys are listening through, a phone or a TV, so you're not really going to get the full grasp of it, but this phone does sound absolutely amazing. It's super clear, not too much bass, but just enough to be surprised at how well the iPhone performs. So I've talked a lot about the positives of this phone. I want to talk a little bit about the negatives. I think the biggest negative for me is not having a home button. Having to pick up an iPhone and learn all new gestures and swipes, it did create a little bit of a learning curve. However, it took me maybe 2 or 3 days to actually get used to it, and now I've got it down pat. So it is new, however, you do get used to it. Next up, it is a glass phone, and Apple says that they put a whole new glass in here, the strongest glass ever in an iPhone, but it does smudge a lot and it does catch fingerprints. So if you're one of those type of person that doesn't really like that, I recommend carrying around a microfiber cloth and you can get rid of that like that. But other than those two things, I think this phone's absolutely amazing. Apple definitely stepped up their game this year. Everything from the speakers to the displays to the cameras to the overall user interface of the iPhone XS Max, it's absolutely amazing. However, if you already have the iPhone X, I don't recommend upgrading to the iPhone XS or XS Max, just because next year will be a complete overhaul of the aesthetics and the actual functionality of the phone. However, if you do have an iPhone 8 Plus like I had, or an iPhone 8 or even later model iPhone, this is definitely a good upgrade and it'll last you the next 2, 3, maybe even 4 years. But that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you loved it. We're putting out new videos every week, so stay tuned. Thank you. Bye.